So I'm working on the alternator today. I had two big shows for me the past 2 weekends. Last weekend was Good Guys in Nashville, and the weekend before that was the NSRA show here in Knoxville. I actually drove the car to the Knoxville show. It was 60 miles a day, plus I went to Low Car's open house the day before, so I ended up putting 230 miles in the car last weekend, or the weekend before last, and I had some alternator issues. This past weekend I trailered it to Nashville for the Good Guys show, and I camped in the campsite. All my junk is still on top of the car, but the alternator issues I had, I've got this little 65 amp that I got off in a Suzu Trooper, and it just can't keep up with my two electric fuel pumps, electric water pump, electric fan, MSD box, Mega Squirt. It does okay with those sorta until I turn the lights on, and then it's all over. Anyway, the other issue I had was the way I had it mounted. So I had this bracket actually welded straight to the frame here, and the problem is between the motor mount here and here I'm getting some flex, because pretty much once a day with my 60-mile round trip I was having to adjust this guy here. In fact, I even cut a bunch out of it so I could have some more adjustment as my belt stretched. But Saturday at the Good Guys show, this actually broke off, and I had pretty much no charging at all for the rest of the day. And the last time I started the car to get it on the trailer, it barely started. So what I've done is I've got a 115, 120 amp alternator off a GM 3800. Similar mounting, but instead of having the bottom rigid, I have an adjustable spring tensioner that's pushing it up. And it's still tight up here, but hopefully that will let the frame flex a little without affecting the belt. And it's actually tensioned. Yeah, it's tensioned in the same direction. But anyway, I need to finish wiring that and get all this junk off the top of the car, and then we're going to start it up and see how bad this shakes, see what else I need to do. So I got the alternator wired up. Turns out it's a CS144, and I just have to send power to the field wire, and I've got positive from the battery hooked up here all the time. So let's start it up. We'll see if it's charging. We'll see how much it wiggles around and if the belt squeals. So I've got power to the fans and the alternator. I don't see any smoke. So a little voltage drop. Belts aren't squealing. Nothing came off and hit me in the face. The alternator seems to be staying put. So that's good.